Well, we finally got it. Holy shit. With that, time for Hard to Kill.
I'm doing that. This is Killer Carl, and welcome to...
This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury.
Yeah.
And yes, we're back to TNA Wrestling, and our first pay-per-view of the year.
The TNA's Hard to Kill. I thought, seeing as how we are going back to TNA, it's going to be the first pay-per-view of the year.
Well, we can't actually start without our Wheels of Fury heavyweight title. So, sorry.
And it is the return of TNA. Why not indulge a little?
TNA, dude, yeah.
So, here's to the return of TNA. Here's to the year has already been off to an interesting start, and who knows what the rest of the year is going to hold, but here's to the upcoming year. Yeah, let's get into her.
Zdrovia.
Zdrovia. Three matches on the pre-show. We're going to start things off with Rich Swann versus Steve Macklin.
Yes. I mean, so it's funny because we talked about Rich Swann in our first installment of Look Back at 2028 Bound for Glory.
2018.
18.
Foul! We're a long ways off of 2028. We're 4 years away from that. Yeah, we were talking about Rich Swann when we did our first episode of Look Back Year series of 2018's Bound for Glory. Him and Willie Mack were teaming up to take on, I don't remember, but yeah. And then here we are 9 years later, 8 years later? 9 years later? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And Rich Swann and going into the return of TNA and Hard to Kill and taking on Steve Macklin. And it's interesting too, because we had just recently talked about Deonna Purrazzo debuting for All Elite Wrestling on Dynamite a couple weeks ago. And of course, I'm sure as it's no secret to everyone by now, Steve Macklin is Deonna Purrazzo's husband. So,
Well, yeah. I guess. Yeah, you know what? I did find that out myself a while ago. But, yeah, this is going to be a good match. I think Steve is going to win.
probably.
I think that he has really been one of the best in that company. And I think, unfortunately, his run in WWE with the shits wasn't really his fault, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
doing really well for the past, I want to say, well, shit, 3 years now.
Oh, at least 3 years, yeah.
And it's like, I like Rich Swann, but I think Steve's chances are better.
I think so. And, there's nothing but a bright future ahead for Macklin. I think I'm going to make this prediction. Don't know if I'm going to be right or not. Possibly, within the upcoming year, Steve Macklin could be a champion.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, he's already had a few opportunities at the X Division title. And he came up on the short end of the stick, but I mean, I'm sure eventually he will end up with another title opportunity and probably win a championship. If not the X Division championship, maybe like the Digital Media championship, who knows?
Well, yeah, I think he won't win the heavyweight title
Not likely.
just yet.
Yeah,
Even if he does, I don't know.
right.
But when you look at mid-card guys, you can believe that one day he will be the main champion.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, only time. We've got, I guess it would be like the TNA Originals versus Impact guys. Yeah, we have Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers versus Frankie Kazarian and Eric Young.
Yeah. Eric Young is definitely a TNA OG.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with the company pretty much since 2002, minus his stint in WWE. But, yeah, he's been with the company for a while. Frankie Kazarian, I mean, he started with TNA in 2005, I want to say, I
think so, too.
somewhere in there. And then, yeah, you got Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, who seemingly have formed a partnership with Moose as well. The three of them are kind of in a business partnership, I want to say, because I don't know if they really like each other that much, but I mean, they've been teaming together and whatever.
Yeah.
So this match is going to be interesting. Who knows where it's going to go?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna really go nowhere. Brian Myers is one of those guys that, in my opinion, will always be a tag team wrestler.
Right.
And he still has the Major Brothers toy thing with Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
That being said, you look at Eddie Edwards' career, dating back to Ring of Honor, New Japan, that one match in NXT, and it's like, so I think that because it's TNA and it's Revival, I'm gonna pick Eric and Frankie.
Yeah, I think I'll take Frankie and Eric too. Yeah.
Fun fact, two of those guys made an appearance in NXT. Eric did his first match, one or two matches. He came back with Sanity. That got fucked over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's back to the World Class Maniac, and I think this is going to be a hell of a match. But again, it pits, it was like a couple years ago. Impact Originals versus the Kingdom and...
what were they called? No...
Oh, yeah.
No Honor.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
Yeah. You had said that Eddie was in New Japan. I believe it was All Japan, because he became the first non-Japanese GCW, GHC champion.
Yeah, that's right.
Of a no disqualification match for the Digital Media Championship. The champion Tommy Dreamer defending against a more than unhinged, absolutely more out of his mind than usual. Whatever other acronym you want to put in there. Crazy Steve.
Yeah, this has been a fucking war for the past couple of months. And I think it got pretty serious there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, I was watching, it was a documentary on the Fight Network. And there was Rosemary, basically.
Right.
But Crazy Steve also was there, too. And they talk about mental health. And I think you got wrestlers who deal with depression, deal with anxiety. And then they make that into their character somehow.
Yeah, essentially.
I think with Steve, he has a lot of issues in real life. I don't really think that he is in a real war with Tommy Dreamer.
No.
Now, what I do like was they took the Digital Media Championship and they made it the TNA Digital Media Championship.
I mean, you just
Put TNA on it.
Yeah, basically.
But, I mean, it's going to be awesome to see what happens. I still think Tommy Dreamer's going to win this one.
More than likely, yeah.
I mean, look, he's a legendary, badass motherfucker, the innovator of violence. But, I mean, unless Steve can pull it off somehow,
yeah.
then you know what, I'm going to say the bad boy of Yonkers.
Yeah, it's for sure. Tommy's more than likely going to get the win for sure.
Interesting. We got a match here. We got ABC versus, yes, the Grizzled Young Veterans. Versus what I am assuming they're just called Mountain, which is
Trent Seven and Speedball Mike Bailey.
yes, and then of course
Speedball Mountain, I think, or something like that.
yeah,
Or
that's
Speed
it.
Mountain, whatever the hell.
And then of course we got the Rascals.
Yeah, and it's funny because we were just talking about the Grizzled Young Veterans and ism, and you know, hadn't seen them in a while and don't know what they were up to and where they are and whatever. And I had seen a match on Instagram of Grizzled Young Vets versus, I believe it was the Rascals, in a independent show somewhere.
Right, yes.
And then seeing that they're going to be involved in this match, this four-way match, at Hard to Kill. And it's like, well, I guess they, like, okay, here's the thing. Call it rant time, if you will. When they first came into WWE, on NXT UK, they were absolutely killing it. They had taken on pretty much all the tag teams in NXT UK. I'm not sure. I think they were the NXT UK Tag Team Champions, I think. And, you know, they were on a hell of a tear in NXT UK. And then they went over to NXT America, if you will. And, you know, they were still fairly hot. They were winning matches, but then it seemed to be like, when it came to win the big one, they couldn't get it done. I mean, they were in the finals of the Dusty Cup. Speaking of the Dusty Cup, that just recently started back up again this week. And I think it was 2 years in a row, and they ended up losing. And then, of course, you know, schism happened with them and Joe Casey, and then eventually the introduction of Ava. And once Schism happened, they basically went absolutely fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, they went along with it for a while. Or no, I shouldn't say that. They were doing their thing in Schism. They were having matches, but it seemed to be they were not really winning all that much. They had the steel cage match with the Creed brothers for, you know, there was a match between, pretty sure it's the Grizzly Young Vets and the Creeds. If the Grizzly Young Vets won, then the Creeds would have to leave NXT.
Whoop, no, that's fine.
And then it's like, oh, maybe we'll see the Creeds on, you know, Raw or SmackDown, whatever. And then they're doing there's these two rogue disciples of Schism, followers of Schism, and, you know, going after, don't remember what the fuck their names were, but James Drake and Zach Gibson. I almost said Zach Sabre Jr. Wrong dude, Zach Gibson. And then they ended up going into the steel cage match, and after the Creeds won, they were, you know, back in NXT, and the Creeds, of course, won that match. And then I think that was, I guess, their last match in the company, NXT WWE, and whatever it was, they decided to sign with, well, TNA. And it's like, well, I mean, they were, like I said, they were off to a good start, then fucking shit the bed with them, which is the same as there.
Fuck it, I don't care no more.
A hell of a tag team. And so we'll see what happens with the Grizzly Young Vets of TNA. Then, of course, also you have the recent signing to Final Resolution of course, Trent Seven. And, you know, he had killed it on the independent UK scene for a while. Was on NXT UK. Him and Tyler B, Mustache Mountain, they were doing really well. They went over to NXT, they won the NXT Tag Team titles. And then seemingly, Trent and Tyler went their separate ways. Tyler, of course, has been on NXT for a little while now, here and there for a little bit. And Trent Seven, I guess, maybe went back on the UK independent scene, maybe, and then made an appearance at Final Resolution, teaming with Speedball, and then, of course, Scott D'Amore signed Trent, and yeah, so.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool to see a lot of these guys that wrestled in NXT UK jump over to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think that I'm kind of surprised at that because, I mean, the Brawling Brutes broke up. That's a tongue twister.
Seemingly, yeah.
I'm surprised that Pete Dunne didn't say, fuck it, I'm going to Impact Wrestling. So, I think one of the things that I find interesting is that, you know, they could have given WWE another shot, but at the same time, they're like, we want more money, we want, you know, to be treated well, so let's go from the UK wrestling scene and let's jump over to Impact Wrestling, or now TNA.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be a really good match, and I mean, you've got two very good teams. It's like, pick a coin, because
yeah, exactly.
ABC has been the champions now for a better half of a year.
Well, they were tag team champions. Then they lost the titles. And then a few months ago, they won back the tag titles from was it the Rascals? I think it was the Rascals. And they've held the tag titles for at least a few months. So, we'll see if they can retain the titles or what. I don't think Speedball and Trent will get the tag titles just yet. I don't see Guts with Young Vance getting the tag titles yet.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Rascals, with that, just recently having introduced the third guy, I can't think of his name offhand.
Oh, so they do have a third guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not for the Rascals. So I think ABC will retain, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, Wesley got injured again.
Right.
I don't know if this is going to happen or not. Let's say he does actually come back to TNA.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because, and it's a shame too, because I feel like he just came back. And then he got re-injured again.
Yeah, exactly.
So, only time will tell. But yeah, I'm going to stick with ABC.
We have the Knockouts Ultimate Axe match. You have Giselle Shaw, Jody Threat, Tasha Steeles, Alicia, Danny Luna, and Zaya Brookside.
So when I saw Zaya Brookside, I was like, wow, it's somebody that, another NXT alumni kind of.
Well, yeah, she was in NXT UK for a little bit.
So, I mean, and then of course her dad being Robbie Brookside.
Yes.
One of the more famous wrestlers. This is going to be pretty fucking cool because you got the first ever X Division female match.
I believe this is the first one, yeah.
Yeah, so to pick a winner though, I don't know. I think Giselle Shaw has been on a roll.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We could easily see Brookside go over.
Maybe, yeah.
But I'm not sure. I can't really pick a winner right now.
Yeah, it's like, out of these 6 women, 5 women? 5. Who is like the most deserving? And it's like, I don't really know. I mean, you could very easily make a convincing argument for Giselle Shaw and be like, yeah, that makes sense. As far as the rest of the women in this match, we'll see, really.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it'll be a fun match. And I mean, if the male X Division matches are any good, then I'm pretty sure the females can fucking do it too.
Yeah?
A lot of those matches they have in WWE are killing it, so we'll see what TNA's female division can do more of.
Oh, yeah.
Next we got Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammer.
Oh yeah, Alex Hammerstein, Hammerstone, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
Not a clue.
He looks pretty fucking badass.
He looks badass. He looks pretty jacked too.
So, honestly, we don't know enough about him. So,
yeah, exactly.
If he's coming to TNA Wrestling, I still think Josh Alexander's gonna win.
Yeah,
he's
more
the
than
fucking
likely.
walking weapon.
Yeah.
But again, let's just see what this guy can do, and down the line we'll see if he can actually get a championship. He'll pull it off at some point, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely Josh Alexander. And I mean, the role that he's been on.
Oh yeah.
So, it's going to be a good match for sure.
Yeah. It's interesting talking about Josh Alexander. I just recently seen on Instagram there was a match, I'll say a week or so ago about, for the House of Glory Heavyweight Championship between Josh Alexander and Mike Santana. Mike Santana is the current House of Glory heavyweight champion. So that was very good. Dirty Dango versus PCO.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. We all know that the French-Canadian Frankenstein is one badass motherfucker.
Yes?
I'd have to get him and Sting in the ring together.
Yeah, really is.
Shit. And again, Dirty Dango, and obviously Olog, and the other guy.
Johnny Bravo.
Oh yeah, Johnny Bravo. Are obviously one of the most entertaining heels in Impact with their vignettes, but
Yeah.
I still see PCO pull it off.
Yeah, very likely PCO will get the win.
I want to see, honestly, him and Olaf go at it.
That would be interesting, yeah.
But yeah, PCO for me. Nothing to take away from Dango. I mean, we all know him.
Yes.
So it's just, yeah, I don't see him win.
Something I just thought, I was like, and I'm sure, you know, Olog and Johnny Bravo will be in Dirty Dango's corner, but, like, in this particular match, you're going to have 3 former WWE guys. PCO in the 90s, the WWF days, it was was there as Jean-Pierre Lafitte,
Yeah.
and then of course Olog is Vladimir Kozlov, and Dirty Dango's Fandango. So yeah.
Yeah. That's actually pretty fucking interesting.
Exactly.
I mean, how far those people have come to.
Oh, I know, right?
Like, Johnny Curtis is still young.
Oh yeah.
But, I mean, again, you look at PCO, you go, alright, how long can he wrestle for?
True. Yeah.
But this is going to be a very good match. Match here, we've got Elo Del Vicino versus Chris Sabin versus Cheetah.
Yeah. 3-way for the X Division Championship. And it's actually interesting how we have seen Heel de Vikingo have quite a few matches in AEW, and now he's trying his hand at Impact Wrestling, TNA. And of course we know of the business partnership between TNA and AEW.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how this match goes.
Well, it's funny because I remember, and I know you remember, the tag team match in NXT, Alex Shelley and Kushida, one time only on NXT.
The Time Splitters reunion.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it was one of those times where you had Impact wrestlers go to NXT. James Storm, Eric Young. Well, hell, the American Wolves, but they were the American Pitbulls.
Right.
So, I did that wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's cool. So, now some of these guys are in TNA wrestling. It's like, that's awesome. Let's see what they can do over the years. And I mean, a lot of them have been here for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at fucking Eddie Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because Chris Sabin has been a good champion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can go with Kushida. I think Kushida could have had a better time in WWE NXT, actually.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say Kushida.
I'll take Sabin.
Alright.
And just thinking about this, you have Chris Sabin and Kushida in this match. And a few times you had Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and Kushida partner together in a six-man match is Time Machine.
That's right.
Go on to a match for the TNA Knockouts Championship. The champion Trinity Fatu versus the Juggernaut Jordan Grace.
And you know, I do have my own problems with this. I mean, it's in the dirt sheet, obviously, and it's on YouTube everywhere. They're now saying that Trinity Fatu is going to make her way back to WWE as Naomi. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You have a wrestler that made her way to another company who did all she could in WWE. And she goes to Impact Wrestling. They do their nod sometimes when they do the tail of the tape to WWE. She won the Knockouts Championship. I don't understand why. Why would you want to leave the company and possibly give the belt to Juicy Jade when you could stay in Impact Wrestling again, like you have other opportunities?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you go look up Mercedes Moné and her going to AEW. There were rumors she was going to WWE again, but then those were false rumors.
Well, I mean, there was rumor that Mercedes was going to go back to WWE, and then I had seen recently that talks between the two had fallen out. So, and like, Mercedes more than likely is going to stay in Japan, you know, have more matches in Japan, and yeah, more than likely wrestle a few matches or whatever in AEW, so.
I like Trinity. I just don't like the fact that she wants to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
Just once again, she's done all she could. I think it's either Impact or AEW that are having a mid-card women's title.
Right, yeah.
From when I heard that a while ago, it's just she has more opportunity elsewhere than to go back to WWE.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna pick her to retain the title.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, if Jordan wants to win the title, so be it. Nothing wrong with that. I think, you know, it would actually be due time for Jordan to be the Knockouts champion. Doesn't mean like she's held the Digital Media Championship for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
She held the X Division title. So, I mean, I'm quite sure she hasn't held the Knockouts Championship yet. So, I mean, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Jordan is Knockouts Champion. Will she win it at Hard to Kill? We'll have to wait and see, but we're going to take Trinity nonetheless.
Alright, yeah, that sounds good. Fill the glove. So we have our main event, the Impact title. Speaking of the Motor City Machine Guns, we've got Alex Shelley versus Moose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to go back to the TNA title.
Oh, yeah.
I think that, you know, all good things must come to an end. That being said, do we really want to see Moose as the champion right now?
No.
Yeah, I think they're going to go with Alex Shelley.
Yeah.
I don't want to start the year off with that.
Right.
I think Moose will be eventually becoming the champion, but I don't think it's going to be right now.
Yeah.
And Alex Shelley for me.
Yeah, same, for sure. Yeah, same.
Well, this has been another episode of Wheels of Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, we tried.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one will go a little smoother.
I thought this gray tape was gonna hold everything anyways.
Well, it does, but I think having been stuck and then moved and stuck again, maybe it's lost its stick, who knows?
That's possible. But
Anyway.
we tried.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, this has been another episode of Wheels of Fury. I probably said that.
Yes.
So, yeah, Hard to Kill is gonna be awesome. And then I think the Royal Rumble is coming up.
Yes, in 2 weeks.
And so look forward to that. I'm not sure what's gonna happen in between that, or like in the middle of that or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything between Hard to Kill and Royal Rumble.
So yeah, this is gonna be a good show once again. The first time TNA's been around since 2017.
Yes.
So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I don't know, until next time, do you have anything?
Hard to Kill is going to be a good show. Looking forward to the return of TNA. And we'll see what goes on from here on out as far as TNA is concerned. I'm sure they're going to, I was going to say reintroduce, not necessarily reintroduce, but like have championships for the return of TNA. Speaking of that, I recently seen, and I sent it to you, a photo on Instagram of the X Division Championship, and it was like the old school X Division Championship, and it said, and at the top it had NWA TNA, and of course, as I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, back in when TNA first started in 2002, it was NWA TNA. They were affiliated with the National Wrestling Alliance. They even had the NWA Heavyweight Championship, the NWA Tag Team titles. Then it was about 2005 or so, in their mid-2000s, they just weren't TNA Wrestling. They split ties with NWA and went on their own. So seeing that, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they do version
Yes.
of TNA, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we've been your Wheels of Fury heavyweight champion,
Yeah.
and we will talk to you next time. Deuces.
Peace.